I feel like I should have emphasized this, so I'm gonna put this as like the dramatic clip in the beginning. I thought I was gonna die. Hi, how are you? I hope you're well. I am. And I need to drink some water. I guess I'm dehydrated. Today, I'm gonna tell a story that I feel like is kind of fitting because it was at the last concert I went to, and I'm going to a concert tomorrow. This happened last either April or May. I was so excited to go to this concert because not only was I mean, I was literally seeing like my favorite artists in one show. So Mike is one of my favorite artists, and this show, like I said, was either in April or May. I had just seen him the prior November with Earl Sweatshirt. Like, oh, call me crazy. And then my other favorite artist, which is 454, was performing too, as well as Neonte and El Custo. It was just a set of everybody that I listened to. Like, I listened to all their music. They all make great music. They all make great music together, but that's besides the point. I was super duper excited to go to the show, and I was going with my boyfriend. Besides all that excitement, I was having some like conflicting, maybe like emotions is the word, about smoking. I feel like I should have emphasized this, so I'm gonna put this as like the dramatic clip in the beginning. I thought I was gonna die. So I had been thinking about stopping smoking. I was an everyday smoker. If I didn't smoke once a day, I smoked twice a day, and some days it was 3 to 4 times. And I was kind of over it. Like, I was over how I was using it and just the thought of smoking. And it wasn't even like, I felt like I wasn't even excited to smoke anymore. Like, my life was just so it it was actually looking up low key. Like, before this point, like, not really. After this point is kind of when my life, I feel like, blossomed low key, or my perception of life blossomed. But I had to hit this point to kind of get to where I'm at now. And so I was like, yeah, like, I really want to stop smoking. And I hadn't really made the effort to. I felt like I had a problem. And I was like, it's not even the smoking, it's like the rolling up and the excitement and the joy of like sparking it in the first hit. But it's like after the first hit, I don't even want to be high no more. Like, I would be high and I would just be like, I want to be unhigh so bad. And I was over like, every time I go to the dispensary, it's -$60, -$60. Not negative. My bank account was never the negative. Hallelujah. So it was just things like that that would also try to like kind of make me feel good about it. Like, well, I'm not going broke. I'm not addicted. And I don't think I was addicted. I think that you can be addicted to weed. But I think I was more so addicted to like the concept of it more so than the weed itself. Like, I would get excited to come home after work or come home after the gym, or if I didn't have work, like the wake and bake of it. But once I was high, I would be like, all right. So stuff like that like would make me feel like kind of beside myself and like better, I guess, about my situation. But I still didn't feel good because I'm like, yo, I feel like a bum. I wasn't, going negative, but I was still broke. So it's like you using all your money on some shit that like does nothing for you. You're just going broker and broker. I just kind of had to confront myself and be like, you feel this guilt every time you spark up. So just stop. When I went to the dispensary, like, I think a week before the concert, and I bought a quarter, and I was like, all right, this is gonna be the last weed I buy. And I remember it was gelato cake because that was my favorite strain. This gonna last me a week and then some. But all I need is this for the concert, and the concert's gonna be my last time smoking. Maybe the day before the concert, I got a cone, packed it, and I was smoking herbs at the time too. Like, it was rare that I smoked weed by itself because I felt like no matter how hard I tried, like my tolerance was always low. I could never hang. I could never do too much. I put mugwort in it. That was my go-to herb to mix weed with, like, all the time. And put it in my purse, and yeah, I was ready to go. I never smoked at a concert. I hit a pen, and it wasn't mine. But I just like the idea of like, oh, because I'm not a drinker. Like, I'm like, I bet that feels so cool to be high at a concert. Like, I've never done that before. The day of the concert come, and you know, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited. The set before Mike's set was 454s, and there was already 2 sets because El Custo and Nayante had already went. So we're probably like an hour and a half into like the show. And whenever 454 comes out, I'm like, do you want to light up now? Like, we gets to lighting and 454 gets to singing, and it's such a good time. Like, I'm dancing, and I'm not like that. Like, and I think it's also because the couple in front of us, they were like canoodling, like they were like dancing like this and stuff. Like, it was so freaking cute. Oh my gosh, all the lights and stuff felt so more intense. The music felt like so intense. Like, I see why y'all be going to raves and doing Molly and shit. I would smoke like multiple times a day, and again, it wouldn't be like big amounts of weed each time because I was a lightweight, but I had definitely smoked, like, when I would smoke weed, like, occasionally, like, I could do a J by myself. I only did it like once or twice. I could mostly do like half a J at least by myself, just like full weed. But like, this was mixed with herbs that I did this all the time. And again, it wasn't the full thing. I was feeling it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take one more hit and I'm done. Like, I was cool. I was cool for like the rest of the set. Like, it was fine until it wasn't. So we standing there, and all of a sudden I feel like my head, like, I feel my head like rising above my head. From there, like, I start to feel like nothing. I'm standing and I can't feel the ground. So I'm like leaning on my boyfriend, and I could tell he's like not, he's like holding me up, but he's also like, I could tell he's kind of struggling too, because I'm putting damn near all my weight on him because I cannot stand up. So the music that's playing is obviously not as loud as like the concert music was, but it was it's like bass in a venue. So the boom, boom, boom goes to silent. I cannot hear the music. There's like red lights like flashing, like that was just the color of the room at the time. The red turns black, and I'm blinking and I'm blinking, and the people in the room all morph into like one big like gray, and everything like just disappears. I'm blinking and I can see nothing. Like, I can make out kind of like, okay, that's my hand, but I can't really I know that's my hand, but I can't see my hand. I know these are people, but I can't see the people. I know this is the ceiling, but like, I can't see it. I cannot feel my heart beating at all. My body was the shell, and like, me, who I am, was just in a shell. But the shell wasn't connecting to me. I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't see anything. None of my senses, like all 5 senses, like zero. Like, it was like almost like a malfunction between like me, like my spirit and my body. There's so many thoughts going in my head, And I'm like, okay, am I about to pass out? Am I about to pass out? Am I about to pass out? Because I've passed out before, and to this day, I don't know why I did it. But it was when I was a kid. I had actually been to this venue before to see Babytron, and there was a girl that passed out, and all I could think about was her and all the people that were like, stop the show, stop the show, stop the show. And this is unrelated, but if I'm gonna be totally honest, do I think it's the artist's responsibility to stop the show because you want to OD at my concert? No. Yes, do I think it's the right thing to do to stop the show? Yes. Because, of course, I don't want nothing bad to happen to you, but you ODing on my premises. You stop the show. I was thinking about like Woodstock. The girl was like sprung out on the table, and I seen the table that was in there that she was on, and she was just like, and that's what I thought I was about to do. Like, I thought I was about to pass out like that. And that's one of the things I was thinking about. You know, are these my last moments? Like, am I gonna die right now? Just keep breathing. Just try to find your senses. Mind you, like, the harder I'm breathing, I can't feel anything. Like, usually when I smoke, my heart just kind of be like, if I'm too high, that shit like, oh.
I can hear my heartbeat.
Man, that's what it's supposed to do.
No, my shit beating too fast.
Oh man, it's the chronic. Don't even worry about it.
I'd be like, okay, is this ODing? Like, I don't know. Like, sometimes we felt like crack. Like, and I've never done crack, but I could imagine. Like, the way that crackheads be, yo, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm about to, am I dying? Is this what it feels like to die? If I don't say anything, am I going to die? Am I going to faint right now? Can I drive home? Like, how am I gonna get home if I pass out? What am I about to do? But I start praying. I'm like, God, please. I don't know what's happening right now, but it needs to stop. And I will never do this again. And he was like, bet. You know what you gotta do. As soon as he was like, open your mouth, like, my boyfriend was like, yo, like, are you good? Like, are you okay? I think he had already asked me, like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I was like, yeah. But then when he asked me again, he was like, are you okay? And I'm like, I couldn't even say no. Like, I was like, and he was like, oh, do you need water? Like, da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, yeah, I think I want some water. Mind you, he's talking to me. I can't even see his face. We're like this close to each other. I cannot see him. Spring in action, he like pulls me across the mass of people. Because it's general admission. So I'm really just in a sea of people. He pulls me through the crowd and goes to the water. I start drinking the water. It was, oh my gosh, that water tasted so good, so fresh. And as soon as I drank the water, like, I could hear, I could see clearly, I could feel again. I could feel my head, I could feel my heart, and I could feel the cup that I'm drinking from. Like, the water, like, just kind of rejuvenated everything. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And he was like, yeah, just keep drinking the water. Are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. Like, that was such a crazy feeling. And he's just like, what's going on? And I'm trying to describe to him what's happening. And it's really hard to explain. I'm literally here, but I'm not here. I'm trying to explain it in between like sips of water. But every time I stop drinking the water, everything starts to like fade again. I'm drinking the water, everything's fine, and then I start talking and everything starts to fade again. So I'm like drinking this water like a maniac. This girl, she comes up, she was like, I want to get some water too. And low-key, I was pressed because when I had to move to the side to let her get the water, I almost fell because I hadn't ran out of water. And I was like, I need water now. I'm trying to play it cool. Like, she's like, oh, can I? I'm just like, yeah. But in the back of my head, I'm like, girl, I don't know who he was talking about. My boyfriend was like, whenever we were over there by the water, like people were kind of looking at him crazy as if like he did something to me. Like that's what he said, that they were talking like, oh, what's wrong with that girl? Like, did he do something? Like, da 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 da. I didn't hear that because I was so out of it, but I mean, shit, maybe it did look like that. I don't know. I don't think so, because I mean, I was clearly talking to him and stuff, but I mean, good for them for looking out, but I mean, they weren't really looking out because we went home together. So, but anyway, that's not their responsibility. He's like, you know, we can leave if we want to leave, but I'm like, I don't want to leave. Like, I really want to see Mike. That's who I came here for. Which is so stupid, because it's like, priorities, where they at? So he drags me to the little stairwell, and I'm just like, I just want to sit. I really just want to sit. He's just, you know, feeling me out, like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Like, da 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 da. And I'm telling him what's going on. I don't think he could really comprehend what is going on. And to this day, I don't really think he understands, because I don't think it's something that you would know unless you know, like, because it just sounds crazy. I know what I'm titling this. I'm titling it God Laced the Joint, because he did. I feel like that was my, like, payback of, you keep saying that you're gonna stop, and you'll just stop whenever you stop. But you were already ahead of yourself when you said you were gonna stop when you wanted to. But for whatever reason, today had to be your last day because it's a concert. I feel like God was telling me, like, you know, you were already ahead. Like, why would you stop? Like, why would you make a silly little excuse because it was a concert? Like, that's what I just feel like today. When I've explained it to, like, other people, oh, it's just some new anxiety that you had. Like, that's, no. Like, that has nothing to do with God and da-da-da-da. I mean, potato. Maybe it was a form of greening out. I don't know. But like I said, I know what I believe, and I know that in hindsight, I shouldn't have done that. What I thought was, like, really sweet, this is a side note. I might tell the story about, like, the first time I ever smoked, but almost the same thing happened. And I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I was with people who were, like, you know, not certified stoners, but they really, like, wanted to get me high, basically. Like, they were my friends. I felt like I was being, like, mocked. Like, and even they would kind of make light of it as the friendship progressed. Like, oh, remember that time Ivory got high? She said she couldn't, like, see anything. Like, girl, how the fuck you can't see shit? Like, you're crazy. Like, da-da-da-da. I wasn't really getting nourishment from the people around me. Like, they were making light of the situation and kind of thinking that I was playing around. I literally walked, like, we're in public, and I'm, like, running away from them damn near so that I can, like, collect myself, because they don't understand the severity of, like, the fact that my eyes are open and I can't see anything, and they're just like, oh, LOL. You know, the nigga don't deserve cool points or nothing, because I feel like that's the bare minimum. Like, if somebody, especially like your loved one, like your friend, is going through some shit like that, I mean, it is the barest of minimum to help them out. But I've just never had that before, and you know, maybe because he's my boyfriend, he has a different type of obligation. But the fact that I feel like he was actually trying to care for me and make sure that I was okay. When I was sitting down, it felt like the first time I had got high, and instead of somebody, like, looking over me and giggling at my, I guess, misfortune, I don't even know what to call it. Like, he's talking to me, he's making sure I'm okay, he's asking me if I want more water, you know, bare minimum. But nah, like, I told him in the moment, like, I really do appreciate you so much, because this has happened and this part did not happen, and I appreciate you for treating me like a person that's kind of going through something in the moment instead of like a punching bag. So we really wanted to stay because we were like, you know, at this point we should probably just go home just to be like safe. Like, I was fine and I had sobered up, but I really wanted to stay until Muscle Beach because all of them were there. And I don't even know if they performed it, but I was just like, I really want to hear Muscle Beach live. Like, I really, 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 really want to hear Muscle Beach live. And needless to say, we didn't hear Muscle Beach live, but I did leave with some. There's not any particular reason that I haven't listened to it other than like I really just don't use my record player like that. But I love this album. If he had his previous works on vinyl too, I would get them as well. Like if 454 had a vinyl, I would have got it. Like, but I don't know, that might be a fib because I bought The Chronic on vinyl and it sounds like garbage. And I don't know if it's because I don't know why, but it just sounded horrible. I was actually supposed to sleep over with him that night, but I couldn't because there was no room to park at. So I went home and I'm low-key kind of appreciative that I did because I was able to like kind of reflect. It was a really scary experience. Yeah, needless to say, that was the day that I stopped smoking. That was literally my final joint. I haven't smoked since. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I was thought about making a video about this too, like, about quitting in general, because I don't know if I would have, when I did, if I didn't have that experience to kind of, like, put myself in my place and show my, like, hypocrisy. Like, not necessarily, hypocrisy. Like, I think God really had my back in that moment in the sense of hold yourself to your standard and do it. Like, maybe I shouldn't have, like, felt like I was gonna die because that, but I mean, you can end up in situations, like, I felt like it was like a teaching moment. Like, you let shit slide and you let shit keep going, like, that's when you get deeper and deeper and deeper and further away from who you think you are, who you think you want to be. Nip that shit in the bud while you know it's okay to, while you feel like it's right. I don't think I would be in a bad place necessarily if I was still smoking, but I definitely wouldn't be in a great one because I know that I wasn't supposed to be doing that. And if I kept going, I don't know. Ooh, I hope this is cute, like a cute little bang. Yes, even having had like a near-death experience, it was still kind of like weird. Like the transition was still weird. Like even the next day, like I woke up and I was like, I can't smoke. Like I will not. And after the initial shock of what happened went away, like, yeah, it did creep back in a little bit. Like, ooh, a J right now would be like kind of cool. Or I would be trying to justify it for like special occasions and stuff like that. But nah, like, why would you go through all that and still do it? Like, no. I'm done. And I hope it comes out cute. I've been on Flexi Rides since my birthday last year. And I don't know. I feel like I lost my touch, but I hope I'm wrong. That was my last time smoking weed, and when I feel like I really tapped in with God. Now you're really like speaking to me, and I understand how our relationship works at this point, and thank you so much. Like, ever since then, me and God have been like this, and hallelujah. So if you liked the video, like the video. If you didn't, kudos, and I hope you have a blessed night, blessed day, blessed endeavor, okay? If you still smoke, like, more power to you. I hope you have a blessed J, blessed blunt, blessed, all blessings all around. I'm not knocking nobody else's way, but, I'm only telling my side of the story. So I'm done talking, and you will see me when you see me.